Hello, my tea buddies. Okay, so that's the name I've decided to call everyone, my tea buddies. And so today, what I'm going to do is go a little old school and tell you about the way in which I kind of organize or am attempting to organize my life between my personal life, my nutritional life, and my tarot life. And of course, I'm still looking for a weekly job, either half-time or full-time, in order to support myself while I build my tarot business. So I had heard through some friends of mine who are involved in the Thrive nutritional business that one of the things that they use to keep themselves organized is a passion planner. So I didn't know much about it, and I went to their website and just really loved the idea of having a planner that allowed for me to keep an agenda, but also incorporated my goals and my passions so that I didn't lose sight of that in the busyness of my day. So what I want to show you today is my passion planner. So I guess it's kind of a modified unpacking. And anyways, here we go. So this is my mat. This is my passion planner. And you can see it's quite big. It's an 8.5 by 11 size. So I got the undated one because at the moment they're on sale for half price, which is pretty good because normally they're about $35 for the big one. And I think $30 for the next size down. I have an undated version, and my version is Monday to Sunday. So that means Saturday and Sunday are together. Other people prefer the Sunday to Saturday model, and that's the one that I guess most of us are used to in our calendars that we hang up on the wall. Now, the thing about the Passion Planner is that it organizes what it is you want to do differently than other, say, planners that are out there. And there's plenty of them around. Go into Office Depot or Staples and you'll find a whole wall of planners. Excuse me. Have a cold, taking cold medication, so I'm going to be drinking my tea. Iced tea, it's getting hot here in the Okanagan. So hot tea is going the way of the dodo bird because the summer is here and we're all iced tea drinkers. Now, I want to show you what's inside the Passion Planner. So you open up the first page, it's like put in things that are important to you. So you can see there's very few people here. I got to get used to this camera being differently. So both of my sons are there, and both of my horses, both of my dogs, and the one cat. So we're kind of pairing up a lot, except for the one cat, and I'm not getting him a play partner. Okay, so the first thing that happens is that you get a mind map. So the idea is to pick a timeline and start to put them in. Now you can make them really complicated. Mine's not, because what I do is I carry over the mind map to the weekly schedule. And then from there, there's all kinds of instructions about how to do this and how to make them work. Now, I didn't know this until I started looking up Passion Planner on YouTube, that there are actually people who treat planners like a crafting project. I'm not one of those people. So, anyways, now what happens is you get a monthly calendar. That's sort of your standard thing, a monthly calendar. And at the end of the month, there are a bunch of questions. So you turn the page. So it's not just 12 pages, 12 double pages of calendar that you fill in the dates. In between each month is this double set of pages that has a bunch of questions on them. And, you know, because we're mostly involved in heart-centered businesses and living our passion, there are some really good questions here that you answer on a monthly basis. And they are, what was the most memorable part of this past month and describe it? What are the 3 biggest lessons you learned in this past month? Review your planner for the past month and assess your priorities. Are you happy with how you spent your time? And if not, what steps can you take this next month to adjust them? Then it asks things like, how are you different between this past month and the month before it? What or who are you especially grateful for this month? And name 3 things you can improve on this upcoming month. What are the concrete actions you can take to work towards these improvements? And you all know, it's like when we're blocked, the best thing that we can do to clear that energy is to move forward, even if it's a small step. And it really doesn't make any difference what that step is. It's just like move forward, take that step. So what I've done is, because these months are all back to back, I've paper clipped them together so that I can flip easily to my weekly agenda. Now, I'm using highlighters, and the reason I'm using highlighters is because the pink ones are tarot business, the blue ones are personal business, and the bright yellow ones are my writing, social content, blogging for hire business. And so what happens is that I'm hoping that over the course of the week, that as I color code things, I'll be able to open up the week and see where I'm spending the majority of my time. And I can ask myself, is this an appropriate place to spend my time in order to accomplish my business goals? So, so there's a thing that's like this week's focus, and good things that happened this week. So you constantly remind yourself of the good stuff, because isn't it just way too easy to get sucked into that ever-present negativity? And each day has a focus. And so, I have that video up about how to use tarot on a daily basis to keep you mindful. Well, you can put your daily tarot card up here on the top of the page to remind yourself what you're doing. And then down here is your to-do list, and it's both personal and work. So this is work, and this is personal. And then over here, I never heard of washi tape, but apparently it's fancy tape duck, or duct tape, and it's sort of like masking tape, but it's pretty. So what I have here is, every week you have a blank spot where you can mind map stuff, or you can leave notes for yourself, and it's the place of infinite possibility. But what I've done on top of that, which I've been a complete fail at this week, but I did learn something, is I have a habit tracker here, because what I'm trying to do is lose weight this year, because it's just unhealthy to carry as much weight as I do. And so the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to exercise 2 step videos that are on YouTube and don't cost anything, and dig up my Pilates machine once my son moves out of my living room. But anyway, so you print that off and you tape it in with washi tape. And you can tape 2 or 3 of them. They have finance trackers. Like if you're into tracking how much water you're drinking a day, there's a download for that. There's one for finances. And this is where I'm shaping up next week. There's a big blue spot there, and that's because I'm going with a girlfriend of mine to take her stallion to a vet 2 hours away so he can get gelded. Okay, so then in the back of the book, there's grid pages, so I guess you could, I don't even know if you can see those, so you can draw stuff maybe, I don't know. I'll figure that out. But what I do have here, and I put a paper clip so I can find it. I keep notes in notebooks. I have a notebook that I keep next to my computer, and I write down ideas and thoughts and books I want to read, movies I want to see, just stuff that comes across my emails and that sort of thing. But they're all in like 3 different books. So what I did was I downloaded and taped in these 2 pages. One is books I want to read, which I haven't filled out yet, and this one is movies. There it is. Movies I want to watch. But what I did was, the reason I taped them in there is because underneath this is, these are my vlog topics. Things that I want to talk about that relate to tarot and transformation that I don't want to lose track of and that I want to keep mindful of, so that I'm always planning and moving forward. And so I used to keep everything in these books like this. Apparently I had a lot of thoughts going on about a particular topic the other night, And if something comes up in a reading that I think is going to make a good article or a good topic for blog, I'll mark it down. So then it's in this book, and I just transfer it into my planner. Then what I do is I figure out what my next topic is. I put it in my weekly agenda, and I decide, like, if I'm going to have my course ready to go next Friday, then what I need to do is figure out what my blog is, what my giveaway is, where am I going to put my class, what is my course content, and I will work backwards from a week today in all the tasks that I have to accomplish around that. And so my planner helps me to do that because it has the ability to plan out my week, to keep my passion in front of me, and to utilize these tools to make sure that I'm staying on track. Now, there are apps that are on your computer. There are downloadable free programs. And it's one thing to type them in, and I suppose if you're a millennial, typing in something on the computer probably works better. But I do think that in the long run, the actual physical act of taking pen to paper somehow or another embeds it more clearly in our brain. Now, I'm willing to be wrong on that. I'm not a millennial. I've been a pen and paper girl for a very long time. We're not going to discuss how old I really am. But so it depends on what works for you. But what I like about this is instead of things being on little pieces of paper all over my house or in this folder or in that binder and, so on and so forth, it's all in one place. Some people still bullet journal and use their bullet journaling ideas in the Passion Planner. There's a ton of videos on YouTube about how to work with the Passion Planner. And I'm going to put in down below a link to the TED Talk that the person who designed the Passion Planner put together, and where she talks about why she did what she did, the way she did it, and why she believes taking pen to paper actually allows for people to accomplish more. So it's not just a time management tool, though I will admit that I do write down tips and tricks to getting more accomplished in a day, and I enter them into my weekly agenda pretty quickly. So that's it. I just wanted to share with you what I was doing, and I'm really happy I got it. And if you go to Passion Planner right now, these undated planners, they have some in black, some in lavender, and I think some in turquoise blue, and they're kind of getting rid of them right now. So once or twice a week, they're putting one of the planner styles, the undated ones, on sale for half price. It's a good deal. Anyway, so there you go. Thank you so much, Tea Buddies, for tuning in. Please like and subscribe the video. Share with your friends if you can. And don't forget, up in the corner here, next to the little picture of me up in the corner, is a bell. If you click on that bell, when I post a new video, you'll get notified. Down below is the subscribe button. If you would please subscribe. As many of you know, I've just started doing this come back to reading tarot cards after a 20-plus year break. It's going really, really well. But the way that it's going to grow is as if you, my friends and family and tea buddies, subscribe and like my videos. And that's just the business end of this deal. So anyways, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. In Canada, it's Victoria Day weekend, and I think, is it President's Day weekend next weekend in the United States? I'm not sure. We have parties planned because really it's the beginning of the summer now. So have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you soon. And thanks, Tea Buddies. Love you all. Bye.